guys, and welcome to another episode of Working Money, getting your money working for you. Now, I just wanted to take a quick sec to remind you guys, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that little bell for new video notifications. And like the videos if you guys like the content I'm providing. And always comment on the videos. I love hearing what you guys have to say. I really got to hand it to XRP_Canada. He does, he's really on top of things. He posts a lot of great articles. And today I found this one that he posted. People have already tasted the goodness of instantaneous payments that comes without a central authority. That's pretty much irreversible and will shape life in the 2020s and beyond. And it's an article about Ripple XRP's biggest hurdle and the geopolitics. And we don't talk too much about the geopolitics of XRP. I know on Hodar's blog there was a post entry regarding geopolitics. But guys, this is really important. You know, we always talk about cryptocurrency with regards to the market that it's in, and you know, Ripple and Bitcoin, Ethereum. We talk about the big ones, and we talk about altcoins in relation to Bitcoin. But in a lot of ways, what Ripple is doing with their products and the use of XRP, with the backdrop of a geopolitical framework, let's say, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that sometimes we don't think about, and we should really take into consideration. Now guys, I'm just going to warn you, there are some things in this article that you may not like to hear, but you know, it's good to take these kinds of things head on and to really kind of think about it. It does end on an up note, so I am going to just talk a little bit about this because I think it's really interesting, and we really do have to take a look at the bigger picture sometimes. We do have to, you know, realize kind of what's going on globally and not maybe just in our own country. So let's read this article and let's take a look at this. So Ripple XRP's biggest hurdle is geopolitics, not centralization or lack of it. And guys, as we know, you know, there have been lots of arguments about, is XRP centralized? Is it decentralized? Yada, yada, yada. And I kind of agree with this sentiment. You know, it doesn't really matter. Like this is such a small potatoes compared to what Ripple is doing around the world. So let's read the article. Yesterday, a U.S. congressman made a statement to the effect that the U.S. should ban the mining and trading of cryptocurrencies. And guys, as we know, there was a talk yesterday, and a U.S. congressman made this statement. His argument was that cryptos can be used by rogue nations to pass by U.S. sanctions. While this statement applies to all cryptos in general, it connects quite well to the issues that XRP is facing at the moment, especially the risk of being declared a security. That's because while the cryptocurrency market has grown tremendously as a whole, none has come as close to disrupting the global order as XRP. And guys, this is what is really important here. You know, we are in a world where we are trading cryptocurrencies on speculation. Bitcoin is what it is. The altcoins are what they are. But really, the only coin that is coming as close to disrupting the global order, there are no other coins other than XRP. Ripple is doing some really amazing things. And as we've continuously, you know, we talk about the real world utility. XRP is taking aim at global banking and seriously threatening to outcompete SWIFT. And here's the crux of the argument, okay? SWIFT has been in place for so long, and this is why it's threatening. But the thing with SWIFT is that it is not just a finance tool, okay? It also happens to be a tool that the US government uses in exalting global geopolitical control. That's because whenever the US puts sanctions on a particular nation, part of what it does is disallow the concerned country from using SWIFT. This punishes the country because it effectively moves it from international commerce. Now, if XRP takes over from SWIFT, chances are that this power will be lost. That's because it's difficult to sanction a country when the system being used is decentralized. That effectively takes away a huge chunk of the bargaining chip that is used in global politics and global power plays. So what they're saying here is that the US government uses SWIFT right now as a bargaining chip. So when it puts sanctions on countries, and I've gone to this Wikipedia here for SWIFT, and it does say, you know, like as mentioned above, SWIFT has disconnected all Iranian banks from its international network as a sanction against Iran, and that happened in 2016. However, as of 2016, Iranian banks are no longer on international sanctions list. They were reconnected to SWIFT. So the US used this to disconnect Iran because they were not playing by the rules. The US government yields the power. So they use that bargaining chip of SWIFT to sanction Iran, to let them know, we mean business. Unless you play by the rules, you cannot do business with the rest of the world. So even though in theory this enables movement of money from and to these Iranian banks, foreign banks remain wary of doing business with the country. Okay, so due to primary sanctions, the US banks with Iran or transaction in US dollars with Iran remain prohibited. So similarly, in August 2014, the UK planned to press the EU to block Russia from using SWIFT. So guys, these countries, right, the UK, the US, they have power to block rogue nations and countries who don't play by the rules from using the SWIFT system. And so this goes back to this bigger point of, if XRP takes over, it'll be difficult. It'll be more difficult for countries like the United States and the United Kingdom to yield that political power, that geopolitical power that we don't even really see, right? We take things for granted in the Western world. And so all we think is, oh, well, Ripple and XRP, that's a great substitute for SWIFT. It's way more efficient, we're seeing all the positive aspects. And of course, there's lots of positive aspects. And the world should go this way. I'm not advocating for the US to keep SWIFT because it gives them a bargaining chip. By no means am I advocating that, okay? But I can see why the US government would want to keep SWIFT in play, at least until they find another way to maybe leverage some bargaining power. So guys, there's red tape involved in all these decisions. It's not as easy as, oh, well, it's way more efficient, let's just go for it. There's all the behind the scenes little things that we don't see, that governments maybe aren't telling their, countries as well, with regards to why or why not they will make decisions. And as we know, countries that do get sanctioned by the US government right now are probably using altcoins like maybe Monero or Zcash, the privacy coins, to perform illicit transactions. I don't know. That's 100% speculation. This article does end off on a positive note. One thing is certain, though, change always wins. And guys, this is ultimately what I think, okay? Change always wins. New systems are always resisted, but they always prevail for the efficiency that comes along with them. As such, XRP and cryptocurrency in general may struggle now, but in the end, it will win. People have already tasted the goodness of instantaneous payments that comes without a central authority. That's pretty much irreversible and will shape life in the 2020s and beyond. And guys, this is the sentiment we have to take home with us, okay? As we know, Ripple and XRP, they're going to be trailblazers in this space, okay? Kind of like how Napster changed the world of music. We saw Napster as a disruptor in the late 90s and early 2000s, and now we just take for granted that we download music from iTunes and listen to them on our phones, or that we stream music via Spotify. It's just a new way. We don't go to the store and buy CDs anymore or cassettes. We now listen to music in a new way because of Napster, right? And same with Netflix, right? They changed the way we watch movies at home, and all the, we don't go to video rental stores anymore. Blockbuster is virtually extinct. And Amazon as well, right? Amazon changed the way we shop. Lots of malls in middle America ceased to exist. There are a lot more brick and mortar retail stores shutting down now. And all the department stores like the Walmarts and the Kmarts and all those department stores now have an online presence, right? Because everybody's shopping online. And less people are actually going to the store to pick up something that they can buy from their computer, right? And Amazon has changed this. So guys, I think that this is going to be the case. One thing is certain, change always wins. Ripple XRP is change for the financial community. I think that they will be in place eventually. I think governments need to iron out some of the creases. They have to make sure they're doing it the right way. And I know that Ripple is complying, with regulators and governments. So guys, I don't think this is anything to worry about, but it does reinforce the fact that XRP is a long hodl. Guys, what do you think about the geopolitics of Ripple and XRP and governments in general? Do you agree with me or disagree with me? Please subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments, guys. See you in the next video.